It was a week ago today that we got the news of a leaked Supreme Court draft decision suggesting that Roe v. Wade, in fact, will soon be overturned.
That leaked draft decision involves a case before the court about a Mississippi law outlawing most abortions after 15 weeks. Joining us now is the man who was president of the Mississippi State Senate when that law was passed, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves. Governor Reeves, welcome back to GMA3. Thank you for being with us. And as you know, if this draft decision becomes finalized, Mississippi's trigger law actually will go into effect, which bans abortions except in the case of rape or in the event to save the mother's life. What do you say to the women of Mississippi who will lose their reproductive rights they've had for nearly 5 decades in your state? What do you say to those women?
Well, Amy, TJ, thank you for having me on this afternoon, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the law that is before the court. And I think it's very important that we reiterate that this is a draft opinion, one that has not become finalized yet, and I think it's unfortunate that the draft occurred. But what I would tell you is that there is no right to an abortion in the United States Constitution. The reality is that when Roe was decided in 1972, when Casey was decided in 1993, the judges simply got it wrong. And what I would say to people all across America is that there is an unborn American child in that womb, and that's the reason that people like me are standing up for those unborn children, because they can't stand up for themselves.
Yeah, Governor, we're starting here, and I know you made some rounds, you were doing some interviews, you were kind of busy over the weekend, but you were asked a couple of times about birth control and contraception. Is that going to be the next step? And you said it's not what we're focused on in Mississippi right now, but you wouldn't necessarily take it off the table, and some felt you were kind of hedging that answer a little bit. So can you answer that for me? Is that going to be the next step? And would you like it to be there in Mississippi, is to start now going after birth control and limiting access to birth control?
Well, TJ, as I've said over the last several days, I don't have any interest in going after contraceptives. I do believe that there is a next phase of the pro-life movement. I think it's incumbent upon all of us to show that being pro-life is not simply about being anti-abortion. And so the next phase of the pro-life movement is really twofold in my mind. Number one, we've got to ensure that we focus on the mothers and making sure that they have the resources that they need to make good decisions, not only throughout their pregnancy, but once the baby is born. We've done that in Mississippi by investing in pregnancy resource centers. We have 37 pregnancy resource centers situated in every region of our state, and this year I've signed legislation to better resource those and provide funding. The second thing that we must do, and this is in the next phase of the pro-life movement, is we must do everything we can to make sure that we help find forever homes for those babies who are taken to full term, that are born, and then the mothers decide that for whatever reason that they either can or do not want to keep that baby. We've got to look at making it easier for adoption, make it easier and better in our foster care system. And those are the things that we're doing in Mississippi, having invested some $100 million this year in technology for our Department of Child Protection Services for those kids who unfortunately end up in foster care.
And Governor, as you talk about committing resources for mothers and children, I want to point out that Mississippi has no state law that prohibits employers, private employers, from discriminating against women when they're pregnant, during childbirth, or any related medical conditions. And also Mississippi does not have a state law that requires those private companies to offer maternity or pregnancy leave for mothers. Will anything there change? And what do you say to moms who feel like they don't have the resources?
Well, there's no question that we're working in Mississippi to make sure that we get those expectant mothers that perhaps are pregnant in an unwanted pregnancy. That's the reason we've invested in our pregnancy resource centers, is to make sure that those individuals not only ensure that they have the health care that they need and the health care resources they need, but also have access to other information and other educational opportunities. We think that's critically important as we move forward in the next phase of this, should a majority of the court decide to overturn Roe. In Mississippi, we have a large number of great employers all across our state. We care about these ladies. And look, the reality is, and I've put this challenge to the faith community in Mississippi, we've all got to step up and make sure that we're helping those expectant moms and help them make good quality decisions, and also help them find the educational resources they need so that they can provide for themselves and provide for their families.
And Governor, you say you respect medical privacy and religious freedom there in your state, and families can make their own decisions about their health decisions, but you said that about vaccinations. Can you help folks, I'll give you a chance here, to why that doesn't apply to a mom who has the freedom and the good sense to make the decision about her own body and the medical privacy there as well? Why those two things? I'll give you an opportunity there. Why that's different?
Well, thanks, TJ. That is a great question, and it's a fair question, but it's a really simple answer. In the event of a potential abortion, there is another life that is involved. That is the key difference in abortion and so many other rights to privacy, is that there's an American child inside that womb, and should individuals choose to have an abortion, then they're ending the life of an unborn child, and that is a significant and key distinction.
This is an important debate. We will continue to have it here in this country. I just hope we can continue to have it respectfully, Governor. And you've been on our program several times, and I certainly hope you think you've been treated fairly and we're respectful here, and even though some difficult conversations. So we hope we can keep having it with you. All right.
Well, thank you so much, Amy, TJ. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Governor.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.